Seeking connection versus seeking transformation. Hey ladies, I'm back another day, another podcast. Okay, so too often I see, and I used to be this person because I didn't understand. So I want to be able to articulate today the difference between seeking connection from someone versus seeking transformation. And so the way that I'm going to define these is connection. We can actually, we are hardwired as humans to cultivate connection. We want connection. We need connection to thrive. And have you ever heard that saying, misery loves company, right? So oftentimes, like attracts like. Miserable people love miserable people because that is a form of connection. And so you'll see people who just love to gossip together and who are like, yes, I feel connected. You're my people, right? Your vibe attracts your tribe. So like attracts like. But then there's this awkward transitional period where you're like, oop, not this, not this, not this. I'm done with the gossiping. I'm done talking about my problems. I want to create solutions to my problems. I'm done masking, the big problem. I'm done just, putting Band-Aid solutions on everything. I want true transformation in my life. So true transformation, like I said at the beginning, seeking connection versus seeking transformation. When someone asks you for help, be very mindful that they are not always asking for help. Let me repeat that. When someone asks you for help, be very mindful that they are not always asking for help. So too often I see this from people. They will send me messages in my inbox, whether it's email or Instagram. Not so much clients, because that's a little bit different, because clients are invested in transformation, right? They've made a financial commitment. They're willing to make an energetic commitment to doing the actual work. So there's a difference in people asking for help versus seeking connection. And what I see is I will get people in my inbox asking me the same questions over and over and over and over again. How do I do this? How do I do that? This is hard. I don't get it. I'm not seeing it. This is happening with my children. And this is heartbreaking for me, because the reason why I actually do the work that I do is, believe it or not, it's not for you, it's for your kids. Because I want to see the next generation thrive. I want to see them feeling emotionally in control of their mind and their body. I want them to know who they are and to feel comfortable to be that person in the world. And too often as parents, we get in the way because we're putting these parameters and beliefs on who our children need to be, and they need to fit into this system and this mold, and, they're very difficult to raise, and all of the beliefs that we project, the beliefs and stories that we project on our children, rather than actually seeing these children as gifts and as people, and saying, oh shit, I gotta recreate how I show up in my life for you. And this is very difficult. It's painful. It can be challenging. And sometimes it's a punch in the gut, and it really humblizes us because our egos get bruised real quick, especially when we have children who challenge us. So the point of this conversation is, many times I've had women say to me, here's my story. This is what's going on. What do you suggest? And of course, a blog post or a podcast is not going to be a quick fix. There's a lot that goes on. But too often I will say to that woman, I'll give you an example. Someone will say to me, my child is just so angry and blah, blah, blah. They're not motivated. And I see their potential. But they're not living up to their potential. And it's really frustrating because I know what he's capable of, but I can't get him to do that. And then I will say to her, how is that a reflection of you living your potential? And oftentimes she will break down and cry and say, I'm stuck. I'm stuck in fear. I'm not making decisions. And I'm indecisive, and I'm paralyzed of the fear of success, the fear of judgment, the fear of failure, all of these things. So then I come back and I say, how is your child mirroring mirroring to you where you are currently not taking action in your life. When you can see that you are actually seeking connection from a healthcare provider rather than transformation, this will be a game changer for you. And this is also where you will know that ease and transformation can happen. So if I was listening to this podcast 5 years ago, I probably would have been like, what the heck is this woman talking about? So I want you to really digest this. Are you seeking connection or are you seeking transformation? I remember going to my son's physician many times through his young life and saying, help me, fix this problem. This is what's going on and I don't understand. And 9 out of 10 times, the doctor, the therapist, the pediatrician, healthcare provider, whoever I was talking to would say, take this. Here's a prescription. Take this. Do this. Not very many times did people say, let's look at the bigger picture. What's really going on here? And in that moment, I was just seeking connection. Somebody please help me. Somebody take this pain away. Somebody do something for me. Or I sought out friends. Have you ever dealt with this? You know, it was like a Me Too movement. Have you ever dealt this? Oh, me too. I've been there, done that. Oh, good. So I'm not failing. I'm not screwing up my kid. Seeking connection. But then I got to a point in my life where I said, I am done with this problem. I am willing to do anything to solve this problem. Anything. I don't care how uncomfortable it is for me. I am so determined to stop yelling at my kid. I am so determined to get a good night's sleep. I am so determined to feel alive in my life. I am so determined to get out of debt. I am so determined to help my son understand his potential. And when I jumped into that energetic space in my life and in my body and in my soul, I now was on the other side of seeking transformation. And all of those healthcare providers that I was seeking connection from, I was looking for a quick fix. I just wanted a little connection. I wanted to know that I'm not alone. I wanted some feedback. A lot of those people I went to, I said, okay, I'm ready to solve this problem once and for all, and they couldn't help me because they didn't know how to create transformation. When you jump into a space in your life of transformation, you're like, 110%, I am so done with this freaking problem. It is uncomfortable. You have to face everything that you've been avoiding looking at. Example, why can't I lose this weight? I got to have a real heart-to-heart with myself about my eating habits, or I got to have a real heart-to-heart with myself about my exercise or my mindset around food. I'm using this as an example. Let's just say you are like, okay, I'm done living paycheck to paycheck. I'm done losing sleep over money. You have to have a real heart-to-heart with your action steps. You need to have a heart-to-heart with why you're not following through with your strategy and your plan. This is transformation. Transformation is uncomfortable. Connection is easy. Transformation is uncomfortable. Connection is easy. So next time you are seeking advice from someone, whether you're sending a text message, whether you're making a phone call, whether you're sending an email, whether you're sending a private Facebook message, Instagram, anytime you are reaching out to another human being, I want you to ask yourself, am I seeking connection from this person? Connection can be validation. Do I feel alone and I just want to have some, heart-to-heart, human-human connection? Or do I actually, on a soul level, want change? And from my experience as a coach, I see so many people saying they want to change and very few people who actually do. So I hope this was not only a kick in the pants today, but also gave you some perspective if we get stuck in our own head. Am I actually committed? Or am I just looking for connection? I hope this was helpful. And if it was, please share, comment, like, do whatever you got to do. But more importantly than that, ask yourself the uncomfortable questions. See you tomorrow.